Yeah, I wore boxers when I went down there. I didn't know it was a gun show. I go down there, everybody, you know, like y'all locker rooms.
Yeah.
Y'all locker rooms is like penitentiary. I didn't know, y'all be on some shit in that sports joint. Y'all butt naked ass, come on, man.
Right.
Y'all on the same thing as a penitentiary. So I go down there, I got my boxers on, they looking at me like, what you doing, man? You scared? Then that day I told Charlamagne, I said, man, I realized the shower wasn't that important after that. I could just wash up in my sink for a while. So I get used to this going down there.
Right.
It was scary, man. I was scared to death, Shannon.
You mentioned that, did you get in any fights in prison?
No, I never got in a fight in prison because I was too scared to get in a fight. Meaning, you
didn't break no confrontation.
I'm not doing no dumb shit. For what? For what?
Then ain't nobody try you? I thought you had to fight like.
No, it ain't like that. Ain't nobody gonna with you like that. I had this one dude, this old head dude, man. He washed my laundry one time, right? I didn't know what that was about. I'm like, damn. I told Gil take anything a joke. I said, yo, I come back, my laundry nice, my stuff all folded up, it's on my bed. I'm like, damn, because when you come in the yard, the laundry boys come back. So I didn't know I wasn't supposed to get my laundry washed, Shannon. So he washed my laundry, and there was a little goodies on the bed too. So I'm like, damn, this.
Wait,
Yeah, he put some goodies on the nutty bars. It was a nice little package.
You put something else too.
No, no, but listen. I'm like, damn. So I tell my old head, damn, man, this joint, man, they be folding your clothes. He said, who folds your clothes? So I go to the joint, I show him the whole spread and everything. I'm like, man, because I'm like, as soon as they lock down, I'm eating my little snacks. I'm cool, right? I'm like, it's up. Man, shit. My old head went out. What's the name? He hollered at the old head. Don't be with the young boy. No, I ain't. So he was lining me up. I didn't know he was lining me up. I didn't know what was going on. Them snacks looked mighty good on that bed though.
Let me ask you a question. Who give away free stuff on the outside? What makes you think it's gonna be free stuff on the inside?
Man, I wasn't thinking, man. I just was hungry.
You good thing.
Because I didn't even get the commissary yet because I'm waiting for the money to come from get on my account. So I'm like, damn, I was gonna eat it though, but I'm glad I didn't.
It's been over for you, bro.
No, my old head probably got me, OG probably got me out of it, but it was crazy.
You ever have beef with the guards?
Yeah, I had a back and forth. I used to have back and forth with guards and stuff, but it wasn't nothing like, you know what I mean? Like the one guard that told me what he told me.
Right.
I used to have, but it wasn't nothing crazy. I was trying to get out of jail. I wasn't in jail. I wasn't trying to be in jail to get deeper in jail, be in the hole. I wasn't trying to do all that shit.
Right. What's the craziest thing? I mean, so what's a typical day? What was a typical day like for you? You get up at what time?
I get up early in the morning.
5 o'clock, 6 o'clock?
4. I used to work in the kitchen.
Okay.
Late, especially later on in my time. By the time I get seasoned in prison, I'm getting up working, doing the morning breakfast. Before then I was doing the night dinner. But I just get up early, I always get up early, go to the chow hall. At the chow hall, you go back, lock down, they run yard. After they run yard, y'all come back in, lock back down. You can come back in, shower, do whatever after working out, lock back in, do count, lunch. After lunch, yard. After that, you come back in, shower, get ready for meal. They pass the meal around, lock down, do count, dinner time, come back, yard, block out, whatever. But usually in between that.
Is there something a habit, quirk, tick, that you developed in prison that you just can't shake now? Are you a light sleeper? Or do you sleep, are you a peaceful sleeper?
Oh man, I sleep like it ain't nothing. I was sleeping like that in jail, it don't matter.
Did you?
Yeah, because the door was locked. Shannon, they ain't getting up and they can't get me then. They locked the door, everybody locked down. But I was always up before the door opened. You know what I mean? So you wasn't going, I'm laying there, jumping, you know what I mean? So I ain't want to, you know what I mean? I ain't want to do that. I said, no, you ain't gonna take my goodies. But what I'm saying is, like, I always found myself preparing the conversations. So a lot of times, and Gil will always see me doing that when I'm ready to do a video or something. He's like, nigga, you over there talking to yourself? I said, no, I'm just getting ready.
Right.
You know what I mean? But not too much outside of that.
When you came home, what was the conversation? Do you remember your first conversation with Gilly?
As soon as I came home.
He picked you up? Did he pick you up?
No, he didn't pick me up. Shout out to my sister Latifah, she picked me up. But Gil, when I come home, I get with Cuz. As soon as I get with him, he like, Cuz, do you? Do you? And he looked me, he looked me in the eyes. He said, Cuz, you done? Wow. He said, he said, is you done, man? You know how he talk?
Yeah.
Smoking this. You done, man? You done, nigga? Like, you tired yet? Like, I'm saying. I said, cuz, I'm done, man, this shit. He said, man, I seen they broke you in your eyes. I knew you was done. Cause I was just like, I'm done, cause I'm tired.
Yeah.
Cause a lot of times we see our family members go in and out, and you ain't tired till you tired, and everybody's alarm clock come on different time. My alarm clock came on, it was game time. That shit over with, you know?
Do you have pen pals? Did you have girlfriends that write you letters?
Man, listen, I was on Friends Beyond the Wall, meetinmate.com. I was on all them joints, man.
Did anybody come see you?
No, they ain't come see me, but they'll send me books. We'd be writing love letters back and forth, lying to each other.
Did you see any of them once you got out?
No, cause it'd be like this. You'll put a picture up there, right? And then a lot of times, this before catfish was catfish.
Okay.
Somebody catfish you, cause they never see your picture sometimes. You don't know who you writing, right? So I'm in Pennsylvania prison. They'll put you in a joint, meet an inmate, or cause you'll pay, take the money off your books, you write a little bio. My name Mike. My favorite color is blue. I like horseback riding. I like to listen to the whispers. Like this, you was right in choice, right? So so what happened is, you would send the picture off and the money, and they'd put you on the Insta, and then people would just be searching it. And then you might be talking to, you in Pennsylvania, you might be talking to a woman from Portland, she'd write you. And then you had to, you had some dudes that'd be on there, they'd get a picture of one of these dudes, pay a dude in the yard, one of these husky, muscled up, Rigo Suave boy, let me get a picture, man, I'll pay you. They'd send that picture, and all the women would be writing them, and they'd be, doing anything off that. It was deep.
Did you ever see or hear or notice that the inmates having sex with women, female guards?
I did. I had.
You did?
Without a doubt.
Come on.
I had my shot. I ain't talk about the facility, but I had a shot, and it was great.
So once you did that one time?
No, it was a couple times, but
nasty rascal.
What I supposed to do? I was shaking the dice my whole bit. What I supposed to do?
How'd she look? She look good?
She was all right. She was all right.
You reach out once you got out?
It got a little rough. It got a little crazy, but it's all,
Yeah. She had a man, didn't she?
Something like that.
I know. I knew it.
Yeah, you didn't think she did. Well, she was running up in there. She made sure I was solid.
Did Gilly used to bring women to prison?
He brung somebody for me one time, and I ain't even know.
A conjugal visit?
No. So listen, we had this one spot, and he brung somebody there. She had his dress on, right? But we kicking it. I'm so excited to see him. We kicking it so much. He don't really tell me until like the end of the visit. Like, damn, man, you know that? Because it was like, they'll let you go up in the porta potties.
Yeah.
Busy real quick.
Really?
It wasn't like you supposed to, the game.
But you had to shoot him a little something.
Yeah, he tell me, yo, man, you know that. I'm like, nigga, why you telling me it's almost over now, the joint? The porta potty.
You should have led off with that. Hey, Wallo.
Yeah, it was crazy. He did that. He did it.
Bing Raines visited you in prison?
Yep, he came to see me. He came up, one time I called Gil, they was together, he's like, man, I'm gonna come see you, brother. I'm like, this Bing? Yeah, brother, I'll be up there. He came through, he was holly, he used to come out, kick, we used to be laughing. And he just was a good brother, man. And then we, connected on the outside, always supportive, man. He's a good person, man.
When you say you had your brother, you shared a cell with your brother, you shared a cell with your stepfather. Mm-hmm. Did you ever look like, bro, what kind of life is this?
Yeah, it was embarrassing. I remember one time when I called Nanny, and me and my brother was in there, and I was like, yo, Nanny, Steve up here now, we in the cell. The call was real different. It was real different. She said that was embarrassing. Like, it was real different. And I always thought about it when I was in jail, like, my grandma ain't got nothing to brag about with her grandsons. Because you know how people be at the church and all that stuff. Yeah, my grandbaby, he going to college. Mm-hmm. You got to get quiet about us, you know what I mean? Because we was always in some shit, Ooh.
When did you realize, say, you know what? When I get out of here, I ain't coming back.
Them conversations with Nanny's really done it. Mm-hmm. You think about that, and then especially my brother dying, I knew I had to step up. I knew it was game time. Mm-hmm. But the craziest thing is the scariest day of my prison bit was the day I walked out of jail.
Really?
Man, that was the scariest shit in my life because everything that I told my grandma, my mom, my family that I was and I became, it wasn't proven yet because I didn't have no temptation to see if I'm really who I am now. So I'm coming home and I'm like, I got to stick to the script. Don't fall victim to the temptation. Don't fall victim to the BS.
Right.
Stay focused, you know?
I'm looking at 1997 when you went in. You're a kid. You're 17. You're a teenager.
Yeah.
Now you come out. You're 37. The world is different. The world is really, really different since you last was outside of those walls.
Yeah.
What was the scariest thing that you encountered? Because now you're not really free. You're just on the outside. They still got that paper on you, Wallo.
Yeah. You know what was the hardest thing outside of that? And this was crazy. And Nanny, and Nanny was messed up because, first of all, everything looks small when you get home because I'm in these wide yards, big. So I get to the block, and after everybody go, everybody leave, me and Nanny in the house. And I'm like, damn, I'm sitting there and we talking, we laughing about something. I'm on a step in the house and Nanny's sitting in that chair. And inside of the house, I'm on a step. And I don't know what it was. It just out of nowhere. I said, Nanny, where's Steve at? Why he ain't come? And I caught myself. See, I never went to my brother's funeral. So it just was a reaction. And the way Nanny looked, it was like, because I'm talking to Nanny. Nanny's sitting on the chair right next to the door where my brother died at. He died right there in that doorway. But that was so hard because I realized I went upstairs and I was like, damn. And it was for a while. I used to walk the streets of Philadelphia listening to Sanford, greatest artist ever, Sanford. And I used to be looking for Steve because I used to be preparing myself for the conversations or the funny shit I might see. Like, wait till I tell. I always just say that. I'm gonna tell Steve gonna be tripping off this shit. And it just went on for a while. It went on for a minute, but that was hard. That was like one of the hardest things coming home. Like realizing like, damn. Cause I'm so used to him and this dude was funny. He was a nut. I'm talking about, you think Gil's a nut? They like right on night and day, like there's always on some crazy shit.
Right.
Straight up would say all types of shit. Like he was crazy. So, but that was like the hardest thing. Everything else was like, I had a supportive agent Krulak. I had a supportive parole agent. It was crazy. I never knew somebody would believe in a person. Like she's like, I'm not worrying about you. I got a caseload. I got other people I really got to worry about. You ain't gonna be no problem. She just told me that shit out of nowhere. I'm like, damn it. And anything I want to do, anytime I want to travel, she supported me. Wow. I'm talking about, she had my picture when I got on the Philadelphia Daily News front page. I went in her office one time. She had my picture on the wall. That art. She's like, you gonna do great. I've been looking for her for years. I can't find her. I think she moved somewhere, a supervisor, but she was that.
How difficult was it for you to get reintegrated into society after being away for 2 decades?
2013 and 14, I had a cell phone. That's when I first started Wallo267 Instagram and a joint. So that helped me see the world for a year straight, like 18 months or some shit. So, but I wound up getting caught, got a charge for that. They added some time to me, but they ran it concurrent. But that helped me see the world, so it prepared me a lot to see what was out here. But one thing that I seen that was out here, I said, man, people out there playing games. And I realized from that cell phone, looking at social media and everything, there's more people in prison than it is in prison on the free world. People's minds wasn't expanded. I said, I'm gonna kill them when I get out here. Because I always thought about my content and what I was gonna do, because I already had a social media page. And I remember I used to be in the yard talking to people, and I was a part of a brotherhood called Real Street Talk. Shout out to them brothers in Greatest for Prison, where we would talk to the inmates when they first come in, that's coming in, and basically give them a real street talk about, listen, man, make this your last time in the joint, boom, 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 with some good brothers. Shannon, Ike, Shakur, Sharif, a bunch of just good brothers. And I was a part of that. Brother Rob X, Hick, and I was a part of that. And I was so used to talking to people. So when I got on Instagram, I'm gonna just do my thing on air.
Right.
But I knew I was gonna do it different. I'm gonna run across the street when I do it. I'm gonna lay on the ground, had ketchup on my head like I got shot, and I'm gonna do it. Because it's a battle of the timeline. When I'm in jail looking at the time, I'm like, oh, so you only look at this person because she butt naked. You look at him because he a rapper. You look at him because he an athlete. This one because he got money and jewelry. But we're the regular people connecting with the regular human connection. So I got a battle with all this shit. I got you. I'm gonna run across this expressway, have my tripod right here and my phone. I'm gonna do my, you gonna think you see the 18 wheel cup. I knew I had to do different type of content with my messaging, but I had some great messaging. I said I got the different departments in my page. I got the messaging, I got the marketing side where I advertise businesses, then I got the speaking branch where I do speaking again. So I'm looking at that joint, I'm gonna build a business all this.
When you're on probation, what are some of the things that
Parole.
you can't, parole. What are some of the things that you can't do?
You're not supposed to be around felons.
Okay.
Sometimes your family might be felons. You ain't supposed to be around drugs and all that. So me, it was a thin line because I'm like, damn, I'm playing by the book best way I can. Cause you know, Gil's smoking that good weed all day. So I said, okay. At the same time, I said, you know, I gotta make sure I got a marijuana card. So I could be a lot, you know, it was a lot of things, you know, but I always had parole officers that appreciated what I was doing. Shout out to Agent Cruz, my last parole agent that just was so supportive, man. She was so happy to call me to let me know that I was off parole. She's like, she was so excited, it was unbelievable, man. Sister.
What does 267 mean to you?
267, that's my prison number. My prison number was DG2670. When I go to set up my Instagram page, Wallo was taken. So I added the 267 off my prison number so I could remember where I came from and where I ain't going back to. It just so happened that since I was in jail, the Philadelphia area code turned to 2672. So people thought that, but no, that's my prison. My prison number is DG2670. Sometimes we speak our own fate. And you know, and some people talk about dying like it's cool, like on the aspect of like, when I die, you know, make sure y'all, so, you know.
Power in the tongue.
Yeah, it's power in the tongue. And we got to live out the rap sometime.
Do you feel like rap glorifies prison?
You know what's crazy? It don't glorify prison. I'm not going to say it all the way because it definitely could teach you how to get to prison. It's definitely a directory. You know what I mean? It's definitely a directory.
It's a map, huh? It's a how-to guide.
It's a map, right? But it don't glorify it because most people that rap about it never been to prison. These dudes never been to prison. So it's like, I ain't gonna say it glorify, but it definitely direct you to a cell.
But why don't you think that guys have learned? Because you've seen guys that have gone there, learn from their mistakes and not try to go back. But you see these young guys, as you mentioned, they try to be like, and they talk about things they don't know anything about. And they feel like they need to do something in order to get that for real, that cachet to like, I'm really about this life.
You know what it is? I believe that when you was young, I was young. You don't believe nothing that anybody older tell you because you think they disconnected from the reality of life as it is now, not knowing it was once a reality of life that they was living in themselves when they was younger.
Right. So
they're just trying to share, you know, if you tell me, man, don't go down that block, it's a hole right there in the ground. I'm like, man, I can get around that hole. So it's hard sometimes when you're young because we did the same thing.
Yes.
We just didn't do it to the level of maybe violence or stupidity that some people do it today, but I just think it's hard for people to hear it and they think it's not going to be me. Yeah, Wallo, you did 20, but OG, that ain't gonna be me. I'm smarter than that. What you gonna do?
Right.
You know what I mean? So until they get there, and then I'm talking to them on their phone because their uncle called me, yo, call Wallo, man, you was right. Oh, so it took you to get 30 years for you to be right? You still got it?
Right.
You still got a spark?
Why you couldn't learn from Wallo experience? Why did you have to go experience it for yourself? He already did it. He already told you the path that you was traveling down, where it was gonna land you. But you didn't want to hear that.
And you got to think about this. The street game is a game. It's a game. Okay. If you play Monopoly, how many people could win? Probably one. If you become an athlete of a game, how many of y'all really gonna go to the NFL? How many of y'all really gonna go to the NBA? How many of y'all, do you know how many people play basketball in America? And how many people is in the league? It's not a lot.
Right.
How many people is in football? It's not a lot. How many people? So you got to think about this. It's a game that majority of the people lose. And the reality is, like I always tell people, this is me from me being in prison. You show me 10 dudes in a gang, or you show me 10 dudes that's from a corner, you show me 10 dudes, I'm gonna show you 7 dudes that's gonna tell on them anyway. So the mask don't mean nothing. None of this, all this stuff is cap. Everything that we thought it was is cap. Because we live in a world where everybody is so, they choosing them first. Do you think Lil Bobby is gonna go to jail when they ready to give him 15, 20, whatever, and he never been to jail before? You think he leaving Keisha with that nice little sexy, that beautiful body? Right. You think he leaving her? And his mom gonna come in that interrogation room, Bobby, you better tell what they done. We see it all the time, but we think my homies ain't gonna tell on
that ain't gonna be
your
me.
homies gonna tell on you. They gonna tell.
Do you think, like, what about, you know, they used to have this show, I think it was called Scared Straight.
Yeah, that was my show.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, we're going to take you, because we see where you guys are headed. I mean, a lot of you guys are in alternative schools, or you're in juvie. And so we're going to show you where you're headed. This is the recipe that you're cooking up right now is going to lead to this perfect dish right here. So we're going to give you an opportunity to see where you don't want to be. Do you think they think it's cool to be in prison? You said a lot of these guys that rap about it ain't never been there.
No, you know what's crazy? I'm not even gonna hold you. And I'm gonna just talk about me growing up. Me growing up, I seen some vicious, do you remember Blood In, Blood Out? You remember the penitentiary movie? I seen some vicious movies. I seen it on the TVs and all that stuff, but I thought I was smart enough. I don't think a lot of people think they're gonna make it there.
Right.
So until you make it there, you like me, I get there and I'm like, I get to prison and when that big gate closed behind me and I'm on that bus, I'm praying to every God that I could think of. Like, please help me, please don't let these people take me. They don't take my innocence, please.
Right.
I'm scared to death. Because, I seen, when I walk through the hallway, first after they tell me, as I get out the shower, dude tell me, wash it up. Shower like a minute. Get up out of there, wash them balls, get that crabs and lights up off you. Get up, throw your stuff or you get your little box. And lady say, in case of emergency, where you want your body sent? I'm like, what type of shit? I didn't.
Whoa. I thought I just having to do some time. I ain't talking about no dying.
I'm a juvenile that just committed an adult crime and they certify me as adult. Well, why we gotta die? Like, what's going on? why I gotta die? Please don't could you call my mom and let me get out? She peeped the fear in my eyes and she said, she reworded the word, no, baby, like in case of she said baby to me too. She's peeped that I'm really a kid. She like, in case of anything happen, who you want us to call? Like emergency, help them out. And then I grabbed that box. I went in that hallway, greatest full prison. I seen the biggest black man I ever seen. He'll make you look like a midget. He was so big. It was like he was lifting weights in places I didn't know you could lift weights. He was so big coming out the joint with a tank top on. And when I seen him, it's like he coming. I look down at the ground, I'm like, oh my God, he gonna get me.
Yeah.
Cause I'm not one of these dudes out here that's talking like, I thought my ass was on the line when I went to prison. I was scared.
Right.
I'm not telling you like I was tough. All that tough shit that I threw, I knew, and I thought I was on the street, that shit went out the way when I got to the penitentiary, because I'm like, I always thought that somebody was gonna get me. And then now you realize that you're not doing days, you're doing years, you're doing decades. Ooh, it get real. Ooh, that shit get real.
But is it the allure that got you into it? Was it the allure of fast money, quick money? Was it a lifestyle that you wanted to have that you weren't willing to go, say, work a fast food job and work your way up? What was it about that life that attracted Wallo to it?
Because when I grew up, I realized quick that America respects the successful criminal. So when I'm sitting on the steps, Shannon, and I see Mike pull up with the Benz, the gold chain on, the music blasting. And when he come up to get the most beautiful, he pulling up in his Benz to get the most beautifulest girl in the neighborhood. She's the most beautifulest girl in the neighborhood. When he pull up, I noticed that I ain't just noticing, I ain't watching him. I'm watching Miss Jackson, Miss Brown, Miss Green. You know what they saying to him? Hey, baby. I'm like, oh shit. And then as the girl get in the car, they all speaking to, hey man. But when I see Mr. James come home from work and he walking down the street, he's a plumber, he all dirty, don't nobody speak to him. Miss Brown, Miss Jackson, Miss Green, they don't speak to him. This in the 80s. This Showtime, baby. I'm talking about, I didn't see Mr. James' name on the marquee. I seen the dude with the Benz name on the marquee. The lights is shining. I'm talking about this is prime time, baby. He got the chain on, the pinky ring, the Rolex watch on, the music blasting, Ice-T high roller coming out of the Benz. This shit is movie shit. I'm like, I got to be him. He's a superhero, not Mr. James.
Yeah, they speak to him. They look down on me.
They look down on Mr. James. Mr. James, he's a hard-working man in the ghettos of America. Black man. I said, I got to be him. I got to be him.
You went viral when you broke into tears telling Lil Durk not to retaliate in King Von's death.
You know, it was so emotional because Durk, he said, I need you to come here, right? He said, we could do it in Miami, whatever, but I need you to come here because I need you to talk to these. That's what he told me. He said, I need you to talk to him, Wallo. I need you to talk to him. I said, all right, I got him. And when I get there, I didn't know it was going to be that many. It was like 100 of them. We in the basement in Chicago. It's 100 of them.
And them niggas, they ready to ride?
Yeah, no, they just was there, you know.
Okay, they wanted to hear what you wanted to say.
No, it wasn't even that. They didn't even know why they was there. Durk was like, we going to do it in the hood.
Okay.
I want you to holler at them, boom, boom,
Okay.
boom. So I'm like, I got you. When I got there, I'm like, he like, man, listen, I need you to holler at him. It just so happened that when I'm talking to him, I understand, because I'm talking to a couple of them on the side, and I understand that nothing is more important in the ghetto than revenge. Revenge is king.
Yes.
Closest thing to God. Because the black man is willing to die about his ego. The ego killed more black men than any other disease. Nothing killed black men more than the ego. That ego of, you hit me, Shannon, people saw it, I can't let you go. You got to die about this shit. And my mama raised me, so I grew up soft. I ain't had no structure of no father there. So I'm just emotional. So when I'm in there, I'm telling them, it was emotional for me because I'm letting them know, the man that killed my brother, I forgave him. Am I a coward? Am I a punk? Well, I don't know what that shit mean, but I knew that forgiving him mean that I was willing to live for my brother in an environment where we celebrate dying for somebody. I said, no, I'm going to live for my brother, my grandma, my brother, kids, my mama. I'm going to live for them because don't nobody talk about that. But I know that, I'm going to just be straight up. I know that I'm not built to die right now because I know it's more things that I got to do, and I know I got a responsibility. That was my older brother. You think what I'm saying? So It's like, I got to step up. I got to be a man. So I got to think as a man would think, not as a street would think, that would die about his ego and leave his babies, leave his mama, tear down the community about the ego. My ego wasn't built like that. I wasn't that strong to have that type of ego. I wasn't cut like that.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before two something.